Have you ever considered that some of the most common foods in your kitchen might be slowly harming your health? What if ancient Buddhist wisdom could reveal the secret to activating your body's natural healing powers? Could eliminating just 5 simple things transform your health completely? Today, we're uncovering something extraordinary. Hidden within Buddhist teachings lies profound wisdom about 5 white substances that many of us consume daily, often without realizing their impact on our well-being. These aren't just dietary suggestions, they're powerful guidelines that can unlock your body's incredible ability to heal itself naturally without relying on medicines or treatments. Imagine your body as a remarkable self-healing machine, constantly working to maintain balance and health. Now picture what happens when we introduce substances that disrupt this natural harmony. The ancient Buddhist monks understood something that modern science is only now beginning to confirm. Certain foods can either support or sabotage our body's healing abilities. These 5 white poisons, as they're known in Buddhist wisdom, are so common that they've become invisible threats in our daily lives. This isn't about following another restrictive diet or embracing a complicated lifestyle change. It's about understanding which everyday substances are preventing your body from doing what it does best, healing itself. The Buddhist approach to health has always been holistic, recognizing that true wellness comes from living in harmony with nature and respecting our body's innate intelligence. What makes this ancient wisdom so relevant today? In our modern world, we're surrounded by processed foods, refined ingredients, and convenient options that promise satisfaction but deliver hidden consequences. These 5 white poisons have infiltrated nearly every aspect of our food supply, disguised in forms we've come to accept as normal or even healthy. Buddhist teachings help us see through these illusions and make choices that honor our body's natural wisdom. Throughout this video, we'll explore each of these 5 white substances in detail. You'll discover why they're considered poisons, how they affect your body's healing mechanisms, and most importantly, what you can do about them. Each revelation will be a stepping stone toward reclaiming your health and vitality. We'll share practical strategies you can implement immediately, along with the ancient wisdom that makes these changes sustainable and meaningful. This journey is about empowerment. It's about taking control of your health by understanding what you're putting into your body and why it matters. The Buddhist perspective teaches us that awareness is the first step toward transformation. Once you truly understand how these substances impact your well-being, making better choices becomes natural, not forced. We encourage you to watch this entire video from beginning to end. Each white poison we discuss builds upon the previous one, creating a complete picture of how to protect and enhance your body's natural healing abilities. This information could be the missing piece you've been searching for in your health journey. If you find value in what we're sharing today, please show your support by clicking the like button and subscribing to our Wisdom Diaries channel. Your subscription helps us continue bringing you life-changing wisdom that bridges ancient teachings with modern understanding. Plus, you'll join a community of health-conscious individuals who are committed to living their best lives through timeless wisdom and practical action. By subscribing, you ensure you never miss insights that could transform your health and happiness. Are you ready to discover these 5 white poisons and learn how to eliminate them from your life? Are you prepared to witness your body's amazing capacity to heal itself when given the right support? Let's begin this enlightening journey together. Your path to natural health and vitality starts right now. Understanding your body's self-healing power. Your body is nothing short of miraculous. Right now, as you watch this video, millions of cells within you are working tirelessly to repair damage, fight off invaders, and maintain balance. This isn't magic or wishful thinking. It's the extraordinary reality of your body's innate healing intelligence. Every single day, your body performs thousands of repair operations without you even being aware of them. Cuts heal, bruises fade, infections clear up, and damaged tissues regenerate. This happens automatically, efficiently, and effectively when your body is given what it needs. Think about the last time you got a small cut on your finger. You didn't have to consciously tell your blood to clot, your skin cells to multiply, or your immune system to protect the wound from infection. It all happened naturally. This is your body's self-healing mechanism in action. The same system that heals a cut can heal inflammation, reverse chronic conditions, and restore balance to every organ and system in your body. But here's the crucial point. This healing can only happen when we stop interfering with the process. Buddhist teachings have long emphasized the concept of the body as a temple. This isn't just a poetic metaphor. It's a profound truth about how we should treat and care for our physical form. When you think of a temple, you imagine a sacred space that's kept clean, respected, and protected from harm. The same reverence should apply to your body. Just as you wouldn't dump toxic waste in a sacred temple, you shouldn't introduce harmful substances into your body and expect it to function optimally. The ancient monks understood that the body, when treated with respect and given pure natural nourishment, has an almost limitless capacity to maintain health and vitality. They observed that people who ate simple, unprocessed foods and avoided certain harmful substances lived longer, suffered fewer diseases, and maintained mental clarity well into old age. This wasn't coincidence. It was the direct result of allowing the body to function as it was designed to function. Now, let's talk about something critical: inflammation. This is the key connection between the white poisons we'll discuss and your body's inability to heal properly. Inflammation is your body's natural response to injury or infection. When you sprain your ankle, the swelling and redness you see is inflammation working to protect and heal the damaged tissue. This type of inflammation is beneficial and temporary. However, when we constantly consume substances that trigger inflammation throughout our entire body, day after day, year after year, we create a state of chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is like having a fire alarm that never stops ringing. Your immune system remains on high alert, constantly fighting battles on multiple fronts. This exhausts your body's resources and prevents it from performing its normal healing and maintenance functions. The 5 white poisons we're going to reveal are major contributors to this chronic inflammatory state. They create an internal environment where healing becomes nearly impossible, even though your body desperately wants to repair and restore itself. Let me share some powerful real-life examples that demonstrate what happens when people remove these obstacles and allow their body to heal naturally. Sarah, a 52-year-old teacher, suffered from severe joint pain and type 2 diabetes for over a decade. She was on multiple medications and was told she'd need them for life. After learning about these 5 white poisons and eliminating them from her diet, something remarkable happened. Within 3 months, her joint pain decreased by 70%. Within 6 months, her blood sugar levels normalized, and her doctor began reducing her medications. Within a year, she was completely medication-free and pain-free. Then there's Michael, a 45-year-old businessman who struggled with chronic fatigue, brain fog, and digestive issues. He had visited countless doctors and tried numerous treatments with little success. When he finally removed these 5 substances from his daily intake, his energy levels transformed within weeks. His mental clarity returned, his digestive problems resolved, and he felt like a completely different person. He often says that eliminating these white poisons gave him his life back. These aren't isolated cases or miraculous exceptions. Thousands of people worldwide have experienced similar transformations simply by removing these inflammatory substances and allowing their body's natural healing mechanisms to function properly. The body knows how to heal. It's been doing it for thousands of years. We just need to stop blocking the process. This brings us to a fundamental principle in Buddhist healing wisdom. Removing toxins is always the first step toward genuine health. You cannot build health on a foundation of poison. Imagine trying to fill a bucket with clean water while someone continuously pours dirty water into it. No matter how much clean water you add, the bucket remains contaminated. The same applies to your body. You can take all the supplements, follow all the exercise programs, and try every health trend available, but if you're still consuming these 5 white poisons daily, you're working against yourself. The Buddhist approach is beautifully simple. First remove what harms, then add what heals. This isn't about deprivation or punishment. It's about clearing the obstacles so your body can do what it does best. maintain perfect health and vitality. When you stop introducing inflammatory, toxic substances, your body immediately begins the healing process. It's as if you've been driving with the emergency brake on your entire life, and suddenly someone shows you how to release it. The transformation can be swift and profound. Subscribe if you want to learn more about how ancient wisdom can transform your modern health challenges. The knowledge we're sharing today has changed countless lives, and it can change yours too. Understanding your body's self-healing power is empowering. It means you're not helpless or dependent on external interventions for health. You carry within you the most sophisticated healing system ever created. The question isn't whether your body can heal. The question is, are you giving it the conditions it needs to do so? By removing these 5 white poisons, you're answering that question with a resounding yes. White poison number 1, refined white sugar. Let's begin with perhaps the most dangerous and pervasive of all white poisons, refined white sugar. This substance has been called many things: sweet poison, white death, the silent killer. These aren't exaggerations. Refined white sugar is directly linked to an epidemic of chronic diseases that plague our modern world. Heart disease, diabetes, obesity, cancer, Alzheimer's disease, and countless other conditions have strong connections to excessive sugar consumption. Yet most people consume it multiple times every single day without realizing the devastating impact it's having on their health. What makes sugar so deadly isn't just the amount we consume, though that's certainly alarming. The average person today consumes more sugar in 2 weeks than people a century ago consumed in an entire year. But the real danger lies in what happens inside your body when you eat refined sugar. The moment sugar enters your bloodstream, it triggers a cascade of inflammatory responses throughout your entire system. Your blood sugar spikes dramatically, forcing your pancreas to release large amounts of insulin to manage the surge. This creates a roller coaster effect: high energy followed by crashes, constant hunger, and powerful cravings. Over time, this pattern leads to insulin resistance, where your cells become desensitized to insulin's signals. This is the pathway to type 2 diabetes, but the damage doesn't stop there. Excess sugar in your bloodstream begins to attach itself to proteins and fats in a process called glycation. These glycated molecules damage your blood vessels, organs, skin, and even your brain. This is why diabetics often experience complications with their eyes, kidneys, nerves, and cardiovascular system. Sugar literally ages you from the inside out, accelerating the deterioration of every system in your body. But here's what most people don't realize. Sugar doesn't just harm your physical body. It profoundly affects your mental and emotional state as well. From a Buddhist perspective, sugar represents one of the most powerful forms of attachment and craving in modern life. The ancient teachings warn against substances that create dependency and cloud the mind. Sugar does both with remarkable efficiency. When you eat sugar, it triggers the same reward centers in your brain as addictive drugs. Dopamine floods your system, creating a temporary feeling of pleasure and satisfaction. But this feeling is fleeting, and soon you're craving more. This cycle of craving and temporary satisfaction is exactly what Buddhist wisdom teaches us to avoid. It keeps us trapped in a loop of desire that prevents true contentment and clarity. Many practitioners who attempt meditation or mindfulness find it incredibly difficult because their blood sugar is constantly fluctuating, creating restlessness, anxiety, and an inability to focus. The mind cannot settle when the body is in a state of chemical chaos. If you've ever tried to meditate after eating something sugary, you know this feeling: the racing thoughts, the inability to sit still, the mental fog that seems impossible to clear. Now, here's something that might shock you. Even if you think you're not eating much sugar, you probably are. The food industry has become masterful at hiding sugar in products where you'd never expect to find it. Sugar appears under more than 60 different names on ingredient labels: high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, maltose, sucrose, glucose, fructose, rice syrup, barley malt, cane juice, evaporated cane juice, fruit juice concentrate, and many more. These are all forms of sugar designed to confuse and deceive consumers. Sugar hides in bread, pasta sauce, salad dressings, yogurt, granola bars, protein bars, crackers, condiments, and even products labeled as healthy or low-fat. In fact, when food manufacturers remove fat from products, they often add sugar to maintain flavor, making low-fat products sometimes worse for you than their full-fat counterparts. This is why reading ingredient labels becomes crucial when you're committed to removing this white poison from your life. The impact of sugar on your body's ability to heal cannot be overstated. Studies have shown that consuming just a small amount of refined sugar can suppress your immune system function for up to 5 hours. Think about that. If you're eating sugar multiple times throughout the day, your immune system is in a constantly weakened state, unable to protect you effectively from illness or perform its healing functions. This is why people who consume high amounts of sugar tend to get sick more often, heal more slowly from injuries, and struggle with chronic inflammatory conditions. So what's the solution? The good news is that nature provides us with truly nourishing alternatives that satisfy our natural desire for sweetness without the devastating health consequences. Dates are an excellent choice. They contain natural sugars, but they also come packaged with fiber, minerals, and beneficial compounds that slow sugar absorption and provide genuine nutrition. When you eat a date, your blood sugar rises gently and gradually, not in the violent spike that refined sugar creates. Jaggery, a traditional unrefined sugar used in many Asian countries, retains minerals and nutrients that are stripped away during the refining process. It's been used for centuries in Buddhist communities and traditional medicine systems because it provides sweetness without the harmful effects of refined sugar. Monk fruit is another remarkable option. This natural sweetener contains compounds that are hundreds of times sweeter than sugar but have zero impact on blood sugar levels. It's been used in Buddhist monasteries for centuries, hence its name. Raw honey is another alternative, though it should be used sparingly and never heated, as heat destroys its beneficial enzymes and compounds. Stevia, derived from a South American plant, is another zero-calorie natural sweetener that doesn't affect blood sugar. The key is to retrain your palate to appreciate natural sweetness and to use even these healthier alternatives in moderation. Breaking free from sugar addiction requires mindfulness and compassion toward yourself. This is where Buddhist principles become incredibly practical. Sugar addiction is real and powerful. Your brain has been conditioned to crave and expect regular sugar hits. Trying to quit suddenly through sheer willpower often leads to failure and frustration. Instead, approach this change mindfully and gradually. Start by becoming aware of your sugar consumption without judgment. For 1 week, simply notice when you eat sugar, how much you eat, and how you feel afterward. This awareness alone can be transformative. Then begin replacing processed sugary foods with whole fruits. When cravings hit, drink water first, as thirst is often mistaken for hunger or cravings. Practice mindful eating. When you do consume something sweet, eat it slowly, savoring each bite, being fully present with the experience. Reduce sugar gradually rather than eliminating it overnight. If you normally add 2 spoons of sugar to your tea, try reducing to 1.5 for a week, then 1, then half, until eventually you're drinking it unsweetened or sweetened with a natural alternative. This gradual approach prevents the intense cravings and withdrawal symptoms that make people give up. Take a moment right now to comment below and share which country you're watching from and tell us about your relationship with sugar. Are you ready to break free from this white poison? Your story might inspire someone else to take this important step toward health. Remember, removing sugar isn't about deprivation, it's about liberation. Liberation from cravings, from energy crashes, from brain fog, from the endless cycle of addiction. Within days of reducing your sugar intake, you'll notice improvements, clearer thinking, more stable energy, better sleep, reduced inflammation, and a sense of freedom you may not have felt in years. Your body has been waiting for this opportunity to heal. Give it that chance by eliminating this first white poison from your life. White poison number 2, refined white salt. Now let's turn our attention to the second white poison, refined white salt. You might be thinking, wait, doesn't our body need salt? Absolutely. Salt is essential for life. Your body needs sodium to regulate fluid balance, transmit nerve signals, and support muscle function. But here's the critical distinction that most people miss. There's a world of difference between the refined white salt sitting in your kitchen shaker and the natural salt that our ancestors consumed for thousands of years. Refined table salt has been stripped of nearly everything beneficial and transformed into a pure chemical compound, sodium chloride. During the refining process, all the trace minerals that naturally occur in salt are removed. Minerals like magnesium, calcium, potassium, iron, and dozens of others that work synergistically with sodium to support your health. What remains is approximately 99% sodium chloride, often with added anti-caking agents, bleaching chemicals, and sometimes even aluminum derivatives to prevent clumping. This isn't salt as nature intended. It's a processed chemical that your body struggles to handle properly. When you consume refined salt in the excessive amounts that most people do, it creates serious problems throughout your entire system. Your kidneys, those remarkable organs that filter your blood and remove waste, become overwhelmed. They can only process so much sodium at a time. When you flood your system with refined salt, your kidneys can't eliminate it fast enough. So your body does the only thing it can. It retains water to dilute the sodium concentration in your blood. This is why eating salty food makes you feel bloated and puffy the next day. Your body is desperately trying to maintain balance, but the consequences go far beyond temporary bloating. This water retention increases the volume of blood in your circulatory system. More blood means more pressure against your artery walls. This is high blood pressure, or hypertension, and it's directly linked to excessive salt consumption. High blood pressure doesn't just make you feel bad. It's a silent killer that damages your heart, kidneys, brain, and blood vessels over time. It increases your risk of heart attack, stroke, kidney failure, and vascular dementia. Millions of people worldwide suffer from these conditions, and excess refined salt is a major contributing factor. Your heart suffers tremendously under the burden of excess sodium. It has to work harder to pump blood through a system that's overloaded with fluid. Over years and decades, this extra workload causes your heart muscle to thicken and stiffen, a condition called left ventricular hypertrophy. Your heart becomes less efficient at pumping blood, eventually leading to heart failure. Meanwhile, your arteries become stiff and damaged, losing their natural flexibility. This arterial stiffness makes it even harder for blood to flow, creating a vicious cycle of increasing blood pressure and worsening cardiovascular health. Buddhist teachings emphasize balance and moderation in all things. The middle path, as it's known, avoids extremes in either direction. This wisdom applies perfectly to salt consumption. We don't need to eliminate salt entirely, nor should we consume it in the excessive amounts that have become normal in modern diets. The key is finding balance. Ancient Buddhist communities understood this intuitively. They used salt sparingly, often only to preserve foods or add a touch of flavor to otherwise simple meals. They recognized that too much of anything, even something necessary, becomes harmful. The concept of moderation isn't just philosophical, it's deeply practical. Your body has sophisticated mechanisms to maintain sodium balance, but these mechanisms were designed for the small amounts of salt that occur naturally in whole foods, not the massive quantities found in processed foods and restaurant meals. A single restaurant meal can contain more sodium than your body needs for 3 entire days. When you eat this way regularly, you're constantly pushing your body beyond its natural capacity to maintain balance. So what's the solution? Switch from refined table salt to natural alternatives that contain the full spectrum of minerals your body needs. Sea salt, when it's unrefined and minimally processed, retains trace minerals that support health rather than harm it. The sodium in sea salt is balanced by magnesium, potassium, and other minerals that help your body process and utilize it properly. Your body recognizes this as real food, not a chemical compound. Himalayan pink salt is another excellent choice. Its distinctive pink color comes from iron oxide and the more than 80 trace minerals it contains. These minerals aren't just window dressing, they play crucial roles in countless bodily functions. When you consume Himalayan salt in moderate amounts, you're giving your body sodium along with the nutritional cofactors it needs to use that sodium properly. The same applies to other unrefined salts like Celtic sea salt or ancient lake salts. But even with natural salts, moderation remains key. The issue isn't just the type of salt you use, it's also the quantity. Most people consume 10 to 15 times more sodium than their body actually needs. This happens because salt is hidden in nearly every processed and packaged food. Bread, cheese, canned goods, frozen meals, restaurant food, fast food, snacks, condiments, and even breakfast cereals contain shocking amounts of sodium. You could be adding very little salt to your own cooking and still consuming excessive amounts without realizing it. Reducing your salt intake requires a gradual, mindful approach. Your taste buds have been conditioned to expect high levels of salt. If you suddenly cut salt dramatically, food will taste bland and unsatisfying, making it difficult to maintain the change. Instead, reduce gradually. If you normally add 1 teaspoon of salt to a dish, try using 3/4 of a teaspoon. Your taste buds won't notice the small difference. After a week or two, reduce to 1/2 teaspoon. Continue this gradual reduction over several weeks or months. Something remarkable happens during this process. Your taste buds begin to regenerate and become more sensitive. After a few weeks of lower salt intake, you'll start tasting the natural flavors in food that were previously masked by excess salt. You'll discover that vegetables have their own delicate flavors, that meats taste richer and more complex, and that you don't need much salt at all to enjoy your meals. Many people find that after reducing salt for a month or two, foods they used to enjoy now taste unbearably salty. Here's where Buddhist wisdom about mindful living becomes incredibly practical. Instead of relying on salt for flavor, explore the vast world of herbs and spices. Fresh herbs like basil, cilantro, parsley, and mint add incredible flavor without any sodium. Spices like cumin, turmeric, paprika, black pepper, and cinnamon create depth and complexity in cooking. Garlic, ginger, and onions provide savory flavors that satisfy the palate. Lemon juice and vinegar add brightness and tang that makes food more interesting without adding salt. When you season food mindfully, you engage all your senses in the cooking process. You smell the herbs, feel their textures, observe their colors, and taste the developing flavors as you cook. This transforms cooking from a chore into a meditative practice. You're not just preparing food, you're creating nourishment with awareness and intention. This mindful approach naturally leads to healthier choices and more satisfying meals. Start reading labels on packaged foods. You'll be shocked at how much sodium is hiding in products you thought were healthy. A single serving of many breakfast cereals contains more sodium than a serving of potato chips. Bread often contains high amounts of salt. Even natural-looking products can be sodium bombs. The only way to know is to check. Aim for products with less than 200 milligrams of sodium per serving, and always choose the lowest sodium option available. Your body will respond quickly to reduced salt intake. Within days, you may notice less bloating and puffiness. Within weeks, if you have high blood pressure, you'll likely see your numbers begin to drop. Your kidneys will function more efficiently. Your heart will work less hard. Your risk of stroke and heart attack decreases. And perhaps most noticeably, you'll experience the pure, natural flavors of real food in a way you haven't in years. This second white poison has been stealing your health and your ability to taste real food. Take it back by making this simple but powerful change. White poison number 3, white rice, refined. The third white poison might surprise many of you, especially those from cultures where rice is a dietary staple, refined white rice. Now, before you feel defensive about this beloved food, understand that rice itself isn't the problem. Rice has nourished billions of people for thousands of years. The problem is what we've done to it through modern processing. When we strip away rice's natural protective layers to create that pristine white appearance, we transform a nutritious whole grain into something that acts more like pure sugar in your body. Let's understand what happens when rice is refined. Rice grows with several protective layers: the outer hull, the bran layer, and the germ. The bran and germ contain virtually all of the rice's nutritional value: fiber, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and beneficial plant compounds. When rice is milled to create white rice, these layers are completely removed. What remains is almost pure starch, the endosperm, which is essentially just carbohydrate with minimal nutritional value. We've taken a whole food and reduced it to empty calories that spike your blood sugar rapidly. The glycemic index measures how quickly a food raises your blood sugar. White rice has a glycemic index comparable to pure sugar or white bread. When you eat white rice, it breaks down almost immediately in your digestive system, flooding your bloodstream with glucose. Your pancreas scrambles to produce enough insulin to handle this sudden surge. Sound familiar? It's the same dangerous cycle we discussed with refined sugar. Eat white rice regularly, and you're walking the same path toward insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, weight gain, and metabolic dysfunction. Studies have shown a direct correlation between white rice consumption and diabetes risk. People who eat white rice as a staple food 5 or more times per week have a significantly higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes compared to those who eat it less than once per month. This isn't a small difference. We're talking about a 40 to 50% increased risk. For populations where white rice forms the foundation of every meal, diabetes rates have skyrocketed in recent decades. This isn't genetic destiny, it's the consequence of eating a refined food that our bodies aren't designed to handle in such large quantities. But there's another serious concern with white rice that many people don't know about: arsenic contamination. Rice plants are particularly efficient at absorbing arsenic from soil and water. Arsenic is a toxic heavy metal that accumulates in your body over time, increasing your risk of cancer, heart disease, and neurological problems. Brown rice contains arsenic too, but white rice concentrates it even more because arsenic preferentially accumulates in the grain itself. When you eat white rice multiple times a day, every day, you're giving your body regular doses of this poison. The amount of arsenic in rice varies depending on where it's grown and how it's processed, but the cumulative effect over years of consumption is concerning. This is particularly troubling for infants and young children who are fed rice cereal as a first food. Their smaller bodies are more vulnerable to arsenic's toxic effects, and their developing brains and organs can suffer lasting damage. If you have children, this is crucial information that could protect their long-term health. So what did traditional Buddhist monks eat? Interestingly, ancient Buddhist communities rarely ate white rice. When they consumed rice, it was in its whole unprocessed form, brown rice. Buddhist teachings emphasize eating food as close to its natural state as possible, recognizing that nature provides everything we need in perfect balance. Whole grains were valued not just for sustenance, but for their grounding, nourishing qualities that supported both physical health and spiritual practice. Monks observed that whole grains provided steady, sustained energy without the peaks and crashes associated with refined grains. They could meditate for longer periods, maintain mental clarity, and feel satisfied with smaller portions. This wasn't accidental. Whole grains contain fiber that slows digestion, preventing blood sugar spikes. They contain B vitamins that support nervous system function and mental clarity. They provide minerals like magnesium that promote calm and relaxation. In every way, whole grains support the kind of balanced, centered state that spiritual practice requires. Brown rice is the most obvious alternative to white rice. It's literally the same grain, just with its nutritious layers intact. Brown rice provides fiber, B vitamins, magnesium, selenium, and antioxidants that white rice lacks entirely. It has a lower glycemic index, meaning it releases its energy slowly and steadily. You'll feel satisfied longer, experience fewer cravings, and maintain stable blood sugar levels. Yes, brown rice takes longer to cook, but this small inconvenience is nothing compared to the health benefits. But don't stop at brown rice. Explore the incredible variety of whole grains available. Quinoa, technically a seed but used like a grain, is a complete protein containing all essential amino acids. It cooks quickly, has a pleasant nutty flavor, and provides substantial nutrition. It's been cultivated in South America for thousands of years and sustained entire civilizations. Quinoa supports stable blood sugar, provides lasting energy, and is naturally gluten-free for those with sensitivities. Millet is another ancient grain that deserves more attention. Light, fluffy, and slightly sweet, millet is alkaline-forming in the body, helping to balance pH levels. It's rich in magnesium, which most people are deficient in, and provides silica for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Millet digests easily and is less likely to cause the bloating or discomfort that some people experience with wheat or other grains. In many Buddhist communities across Asia, millet has been a staple for centuries. Other excellent alternatives include barley, farro, buckwheat, and wild rice. Each offers unique flavors, textures, and nutritional profiles. Barley is particularly good for digestive health and cholesterol management. Buckwheat, despite its name, contains no wheat and is naturally gluten-free. Wild rice, actually an aquatic grass seed, provides more protein than regular rice and has a distinctively earthy flavor. Experimenting with these grains makes meals interesting and ensures you're getting a diverse range of nutrients. Now, let's address the practical challenge. How do you transition from white rice to healthier alternatives when you've been eating white rice your entire life? The key is making the change gradual and enjoyable rather than viewing it as a sacrifice. Start by mixing brown rice with white rice in a 50-50 ratio. This softens the texture difference and makes the transition less noticeable. Your taste buds and digestive system need time to adjust. After a week or two, shift to 60% brown rice, then 70%, until eventually you're eating 100% brown rice. Cook your whole grains properly to maximize their flavor and digestibility. Soaking brown rice for a few hours before cooking reduces cooking time and makes it easier to digest. Adding a strip of kombu seaweed while cooking infuses minerals and improves digestibility. Toast your grains in a dry pan before cooking to bring out their natural nutty flavors. Season with herbs, spices, or a small amount of natural salt to enhance taste. Pair your whole grains with flavorful sauces, curries, stir-fries, and vegetables. When your meal is delicious and satisfying, you won't miss white rice at all. Make fried rice with brown rice or quinoa. Prepare grain bowls with roasted vegetables and tahini dressing. Use millet in soups or porridge. The possibilities are endless, and many people discover they actually prefer the heartier texture and richer flavor of whole grains once they make the adjustment. Share this video with anyone you know who eats white rice regularly. This information could transform their health and prevent serious diseases down the road. Knowledge is powerful, but only when it's shared and acted upon. Your body will thank you for making this change. Within weeks, you'll notice more stable energy throughout the day, reduced cravings, better digestion, and improved mental clarity. Your blood sugar levels will stabilize, reducing your risk of diabetes and metabolic disease. You'll feel more satisfied after meals and naturally eat less because whole grains provide genuine nourishment rather than empty calories. This third white poison has been masquerading as a harmless staple food. Now you know better, and you can make choices that truly nourish your body. White poison number 4, Maida, refined white flour. We now arrive at the fourth white poison, Maida, or refined white flour. This substance is so prevalent in modern diets that most people consume it multiple times every single day without a second thought. Bread, pastries, cookies, cakes, pizza, pasta, noodles, crackers, pretzels, and countless packaged foods all contain this highly processed ingredient. Yet Maida might be one of the most damaging foods you can put in your body, contributing to a host of serious health problems that most people never connect to their daily bread. Let's understand how Maida is created and what makes it so problematic. Wheat, in its natural whole form, consists of 3 parts: the bran, the germ, and the endosperm. The bran is the outer layer, rich in fiber and B vitamins. The germ is the nutrient-dense core containing healthy fats, vitamin E, minerals, and antioxidants. The endosperm is mostly starch and protein. When flour is refined to create Maida, the bran and germ are completely removed. These nutrient-rich parts are often sold separately as wheat bran or wheat germ supplements. Ironic, isn't it? We strip away the nutrition, then buy it back in pill form. What remains after refining is pure white starch, so devoid of nutrients that governments require it to be artificially enriched with synthetic vitamins. But this enrichment adds back only a fraction of what was removed. You're left with a product that's been bleached with chemicals like chlorine dioxide, benzoyl peroxide, or other whitening agents to achieve that pristine white color consumers expect. The result is a nutritionally bankrupt substance that behaves like poison in your digestive system. Here's something most people don't realize. When you mix maida with water, it creates a sticky, glue-like paste. Bakers have known this for centuries. In fact, before modern adhesives, this flour paste was actually used as glue for paper and bookbinding. Now think about what happens when you eat products made from maida. This same glue-like substance forms in your digestive tract. It coats your intestinal walls, creating a thick, sticky layer that prevents proper nutrient absorption and slows down your entire digestive process. This coating effect leads to chronic constipation, bloating, gas, and a feeling of heaviness after eating. Your intestines have tiny, finger-like projections called villi that absorb nutrients from food. When maida coats these villi, they can't function properly. You could be eating nutritious foods alongside your bread or pasta, but your body can't absorb those nutrients effectively because your intestinal walls are covered in this sticky residue. Over time, this contributes to nutritional deficiencies, even if you think you're eating a varied diet. But the problems don't stop with digestion. Maida has an extremely high glycemic index, even higher than white sugar in some cases. When you eat foods made from refined white flour, they break down almost instantly in your digestive system, causing massive spikes in blood sugar. Your pancreas releases large amounts of insulin to deal with this surge. This happens every time you eat bread, pasta, pastries, or any maida-based product, multiple times a day for most people. The constant cycle of blood sugar spikes and crashes creates the perfect conditions for insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Research has established clear links between refined flour consumption and diabetes risk. Studies show that people who regularly consume refined grains have a significantly higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes compared to those who eat primarily whole grains. The more maida-based products you eat, the higher your risk. This isn't a minor correlation. We're talking about substantial increases in disease risk that affect millions of people worldwide. Yet most people have no idea that their daily bread is actively contributing to metabolic disease. The hidden sources of maida are everywhere, lurking in products you'd never suspect. Obviously, white bread, pastries, cakes, and cookies contain maida, but so do many seemingly healthy foods. Whole wheat bread often contains a mixture of whole wheat and refined flour. Many packaged cereals, even those marketed as healthy, contain refined flour. Noodles, whether instant or restaurant-served, are typically made from maida. Pizza crust, tortillas, crackers, breadcrumbs, and most commercial baked goods all rely on refined white flour. Even more deceptively, maida hides in sauces, gravies, soups, and processed foods as a thickening agent. It's in coating mixtures for fried foods. It's in many protein bars and granola bars. It's in seasoning packets and instant meal mixes. The food industry uses refined flour extensively because it's cheap, creates appealing textures, and has a long shelf life. Your health is not their concern. Their profit is. This is why reading labels becomes absolutely essential when you're committed to avoiding this white poison. Buddhist teachings have always emphasized the importance of simple, whole foods consumed in their natural state. Ancient Buddhist communities didn't have access to refined flours, white bread, or processed pastries. They ate whole grains that required grinding by hand, producing coarse flours that retained all their natural components. These whole grain flours provided sustained energy, kept them feeling satisfied, and supported their spiritual practices. They understood intuitively what science now confirms. Whole foods nourish the body in ways that processed foods never can. The concept of eating mindfully extends beyond how we eat to what we eat. When you choose whole foods over processed alternatives, you're practicing a form of mindfulness. You're acknowledging that what you put into your body matters. You're respecting your body's need for genuine nourishment rather than feeding it empty calories that satisfy momentarily but harm in the long run. This alignment between action and awareness is at the heart of Buddhist practice. So, what are the alternatives to maida? Whole wheat flour is the most obvious choice. It contains the entire wheat kernel, providing fiber, vitamins, minerals, and all the nutrition that nature intended. Bread made from 100% whole wheat flour digests more slowly, provides steady energy, and supports digestive health rather than impairing it. The texture is denser and the flavor more robust, but these are features, not flaws. Real food has substance and character, but don't limit yourself to wheat. Explore the wide variety of whole grain flours available. Oat flour adds a subtle sweetness and works beautifully in pancakes, muffins, and cookies. Rye flour has a distinctive earthy flavor perfect for hearty breads. Spelt flour, an ancient grain related to wheat, is easier to digest and has a pleasant, slightly nutty taste. Buckwheat flour, despite its name, is wheat-free and provides a rich, complex flavor along with impressive nutrition. For those avoiding gluten, there are excellent options. Almond flour and coconut flour work wonderfully in baked goods while providing healthy fats and protein. Brown rice flour, quinoa flour, and chickpea flour all offer unique properties and nutritional benefits. Experimenting with these alternatives opens up a whole new world of flavors and textures. Baking becomes an adventure rather than a routine, and your body receives genuine nourishment from every bite. Making the transition away from maida requires some adjustment in the kitchen. Whole grain flours behave differently than refined flour. They absorb more liquid, create denser textures, and have stronger flavors. Start by substituting whole wheat flour for half the maida in your regular recipes. This eases the transition and helps you learn how whole grain flours work. Gradually increase the proportion until you're using entirely whole grain flours. When buying bread and other packaged products, read labels carefully. Look for products where the first ingredient is whole wheat flour or another whole grain flour, not enriched wheat flour or maida. Be wary of terms like wheat flour, which usually means refined flour, or multigrain, which doesn't necessarily mean whole grain. The ingredient list tells the truth. If maida or refined flour appears anywhere in the first three ingredients, put the product back on the shelf. Consider making your own bread, chapatis or rotis at home using whole grain flours. Yes, it takes more time than buying ready-made products, but the benefits are substantial. You control exactly what goes into your food. You avoid the preservatives, additives, and hidden sugars that commercial products contain. The act of preparing food becomes a mindful practice, connecting you more deeply with what nourishes you. And the taste of fresh, whole-grain bread or chapatis is incomparably better than anything you'll buy in a store. Your digestive system will respond remarkably to eliminating maida. Within days, you'll likely notice reduced bloating and improved bowel movements. The heavy, sluggish feeling after meals disappears. Your energy becomes more stable throughout the day. Within weeks, if you've been struggling with constipation or other digestive issues, you'll see significant improvement. Your body finally has the fiber it needs to function properly, and your intestinal walls can absorb nutrients effectively again. This fourth white poison has been clogging your digestive system and stealing your energy. Free yourself by choosing whole grains and experiencing the difference real food makes. White poison. Number 5. Pasteurized processed milk. The fifth and final white poison is one that many people will find most controversial: pasteurized processed milk. Before you stop watching or dismiss this information, hear me out. Milk has been promoted as the perfect food, essential for strong bones and good health. The dairy industry has spent billions convincing us that we need milk from infancy through old age. But the truth about modern processed milk is far more complex and concerning than the wholesome image we've been sold. Let's start by understanding what pasteurization does to milk. Pasteurization is a heating process designed to kill harmful bacteria and extend shelf life. Milk is heated to high temperatures, typically around 161 degrees Fahrenheit, for at least 15 seconds, or sometimes even higher for ultra-pasteurization. While this process does eliminate dangerous pathogens, it also destroys many of the beneficial components that make raw milk nutritious. Heat-sensitive vitamins like vitamin C and B vitamins are significantly reduced. Beneficial enzymes that aid digestion are completely destroyed. Most importantly, pasteurization destroys lactase, the enzyme naturally present in milk that helps us digest lactose, the sugar in milk. This is why so many people experience lactose intolerance. It's not that they can't digest milk, it's that they can't digest pasteurized milk, because the very enzyme that would help them digest it has been destroyed by processing. Raw milk, consumed for thousands of years before pasteurization became standard, contains lactase along with other enzymes that make it easily digestible for most people. Homogenization is another processing step that changes milk structure. This process breaks down fat molecules so they remain suspended in the milk rather than separating into cream. While this creates a uniform appearance, it also changes how your body processes these fats. The tiny fat particles created by homogenization can pass through intestinal walls more easily, potentially triggering inflammatory responses and immune reactions. This may contribute to the allergies and sensitivities that have become increasingly common. Modern commercial milk comes from cows that are often raised in confined conditions, fed unnatural diets of grains and soy rather than grass, and given hormones to increase milk production. These cows are frequently treated with antibiotics, and residues of these substances can end up in the milk you drink. The milk from these industrially raised cows has a completely different nutritional profile than milk from grass-fed cows raised in natural conditions. It contains more inflammatory omega-6 fats and fewer beneficial omega-3 fats. It lacks the vitamins and antioxidants that naturally occur in milk from cows eating fresh grass. For many people, consuming pasteurized milk triggers inflammation throughout the body. This manifests in various ways: digestive issues like bloating, gas and diarrhea, respiratory problems including excess mucus production and congestion, skin conditions like acne, eczema and rashes, joint pain and stiffness, and chronic sinus infections. These aren't allergies in the traditional sense. They're inflammatory responses to a food that your body recognizes as problematic. When people eliminate dairy, even temporarily, they're often shocked at how many symptoms disappear. Interestingly, Buddhist dietary traditions have varied perspectives on milk consumption. Many Buddhist monks historically avoided dairy entirely, viewing it as taking something that belonged to the calf. They recognize that cow's milk is specifically designed by nature to turn a calf into a full-grown cow, not to nourish adult humans throughout life. Other Buddhist traditions consumed small amounts of dairy, but always from cows that were treated with respect and kindness, fed natural diets, and allowed to nurse their calves first. The Buddhist principle of non-harm extends to how we source our food. Modern industrial dairy farming involves practices that cause significant suffering: calves separated from mothers shortly after birth, constant pregnancy cycles forced on cows, and animals viewed as milk-producing machines rather than living beings. Even if you're not Buddhist, considering the ethics and impact of your food choices is a form of mindfulness that aligns with living consciously and compassionately. If you choose to continue consuming dairy, quality matters tremendously. Organic milk from grass-fed cows is a completely different product than conventional milk. Grass-fed milk contains higher levels of beneficial omega-3 fats, conjugated linoleic acid, which has anti-cancer properties, and fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K2. These cows graze on pasture, living more natural lives and producing milk with superior nutrition. Look for labels that specifically say grass-fed and organic, ensuring the cows weren't given hormones or antibiotics. Some people tolerate fermented dairy products like yogurt and kefir better than regular milk. The fermentation process breaks down lactose and creates beneficial probiotics that support digestive health. If you choose to consume dairy, these fermented options may be gentler on your system. Always choose full-fat versions rather than low-fat or non-fat products. When fat is removed from dairy, it's often replaced with sugar to maintain palatability, and the fat-soluble vitamins are lost. For many people, the best option is eliminating dairy entirely or choosing plant-based alternatives. The good news is that we live in an era with more options than ever before. Almond milk, coconut milk, oat milk, cashew milk, hemp milk, and rice milk all provide dairy-free alternatives for drinking, cooking, and baking. Each has its own nutritional profile and flavor. Experiment to find which ones you prefer. When choosing plant-based milk, read labels carefully. Many commercial versions contain added sugars, thickeners, preservatives, and emulsifiers that you don't need. Look for options with minimal ingredients. Just the nut or grain, water, and perhaps a small amount of salt. Better yet, make your own at home. Almond milk, for example, requires just raw almonds, water, and a blender. You soak almonds overnight, blend them with fresh water, and strain. The result is pure, fresh, delicious milk without any additives. Let me share an ancient recipe that's been used in Buddhist and Ayurvedic traditions for centuries. Golden milk. This healing beverage combines the benefits of turmeric, a powerful anti-inflammatory spice, with warm milk and other healing ingredients. If you're using dairy, choose organic grass-fed milk. If you prefer plant-based, coconut milk works beautifully. Heat 1 cup of milk gently. Add half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, a pinch of black pepper which enhances turmeric absorption, a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon, a small piece of fresh ginger, and a touch of raw honey for sweetness. Simmer this mixture gently for a few minutes, allowing the spices to infuse. The result is a golden, aromatic beverage that reduces inflammation, supports immune function, aids digestion, and promotes restful sleep. Many people drink golden milk before bed as a soothing ritual that prepares body and mind for rest. It's particularly beneficial for joint pain, digestive issues, and general inflammation. This is how dairy can be used medicinally in small amounts, combined with healing spices, rather than consumed in large quantities throughout the day. The transition away from regular milk consumption might feel challenging initially, especially if you've been drinking it your entire life. Start by paying attention to how you feel after consuming dairy. Keep a simple journal noting any digestive issues, skin problems, congestion, or other symptoms. Then try eliminating dairy completely for 2 weeks. This gives your body time to clear out any inflammatory responses and reset. After 2 weeks, notice how you feel. Many people report such dramatic improvements that they have no desire to return to dairy consumption. If you miss the taste or texture of milk in certain foods, explore all the alternatives available. Use coconut cream in curries and soups. Try cashew cream as a base for sauces. Use nutritional yeast for a cheesy flavor in dishes. Experiment with coconut yogurt or almond yogurt. The options are vast, and most people find alternatives they enjoy just as much or more than dairy products. Your body will tell you clearly whether dairy serves your health or harms it. Within days of eliminating pasteurized milk, many people notice reduced inflammation, clearer skin, easier breathing, better digestion, and improved energy. Your sinuses may clear, your joint pain may lessen, and that persistent bloating may disappear. These improvements are your body's way of thanking you for removing an inflammatory substance it's been struggling to process. This fifth white poison has been masquerading as a health food. Now you have the information to make an informed choice about whether it belongs in your diet. The 7-day cleansing journey. Now that you understand the 5 white poisons and why they harm your health, let's discuss how to actually remove them from your life. This isn't about perfection or drastic overnight changes that leave you feeling deprived and miserable. This is about embarking on a 7-day journey that sets the foundation for lasting transformation. These 7 days will give your body a chance to begin healing, your taste buds time to reset, and your mind an opportunity to experience what life feels like without these inflammatory substances. Day 1. Awareness and preparation. The first day is about awareness without judgment. Don't try to eliminate anything yet. Instead, spend this day observing your current habits. Notice every time you reach for something containing the white poisons. Write it down. Are you eating white bread at breakfast, adding sugar to your coffee, having white rice with lunch, drinking milk in the evening? The goal isn't to criticize yourself. It's simply to become aware of how deeply these substances are embedded in your daily routine. Use this day to prepare your kitchen and mind for change. Clear out obvious sources of white poisons from your pantry. Donate unopened packages to food banks if you wish, or simply remove them from sight. Shop for healthy alternatives: brown rice, whole grain bread, natural sweeteners, plant-based milk. Stock up on fresh vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, and whole grains. Preparation prevents failure. When healthy food is readily available and convenient, you'll make better choices. For your evening reflection, sit quietly and ask yourself, why am I making this change? What do I hope to gain? How do I want to feel 7 days from now? Write these answers down. They'll serve as motivation when challenges arise. Day 2. Eliminating sugar. Focus today on removing refined sugar from your diet. This is often the most challenging white poison to eliminate because sugar addiction is real and powerful. Expect to feel cravings, possibly intense ones. When cravings hit, use this simple Buddhist breathing technique. Breathe in slowly through your nose for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, breathe out through your mouth for a count of 6, hold for a count of 2. Repeat 5 times. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, calming the stress response that often drives cravings. Your sample meal plan for today. Breakfast might be oatmeal topped with fresh berries and a drizzle of raw honey. For lunch, try a large salad with grilled chicken, vegetables, and olive oil dressing, with a side of quinoa. Dinner could be baked fish with roasted vegetables and brown rice. Snacks can include fresh fruit, a handful of nuts, or vegetables with hummus. Notice that nothing requires refined sugar, yet everything is satisfying and delicious. You may experience some detox symptoms today: headaches, fatigue, irritability, or mood swings. These are normal and temporary. They're signs that your body is adjusting to functioning without constant sugar hits. Drink plenty of water, get extra rest if needed, and be gentle with yourself. These symptoms typically peak around day 2 or 3 and then rapidly improve. Day 3, reducing salt and flour. Today, add 2 more eliminations: refined salt and white flour. Replace table salt with sea salt or Himalayan salt and use it sparingly. Replace bread, pasta, and other flour products with whole grain alternatives. Your taste buds may protest initially. Food might seem bland. This is actually your taste buds beginning to heal and reset. Within a few days, you'll taste subtle flavors in food that you never noticed before. Sample meals. Breakfast could be whole grain toast with avocado and a poached egg. Lunch might be lentil soup seasoned with herbs and spices with a side of mixed greens. Dinner could feature a stir-fry with tofu or chicken, plenty of vegetables and brown rice, seasoned with ginger, garlic, and a small amount of natural salt. Practice this meditation for cravings. When you want something you're avoiding, close your eyes. Observe the craving without acting on it. Notice where you feel it in your body. Is it in your stomach, your mouth, your mind? Watch it like a wave. It rises, peaks, and then naturally falls. Cravings typically last only 10 to 15 minutes if you don't feed them. Ride the wave, and it will pass. Day 4. Eliminating white rice. Today's focus is replacing white rice with healthier grain options. If you've been eating white rice multiple times daily, this might feel like a significant change. Prepare brown rice or quinoa with extra care today. Cook it in vegetable broth for added flavor. Add herbs and spices generously. Make it delicious. Meals today. Breakfast might be a smoothie bowl made with almond milk, frozen berries, banana, and topped with seeds and coconut flakes. Lunch could be a Buddha bowl with brown rice, roasted chickpeas, tahini dressing, and assorted vegetables. Dinner might feature baked chicken with herbs, steamed vegetables, and millet pilaf. By day 4, you may notice your energy stabilizing. The afternoon crashes might be less severe. Your sleep might improve. These are early signs that your blood sugar is beginning to regulate. Your journaling prompt for today. What positive changes have I noticed so far? Even small improvements deserve recognition. Day 5. Addressing dairy today. Eliminate or significantly reduce pasteurized dairy. If you've been drinking milk daily, switch to a plant-based alternative. Try several options to find one you enjoy. Some people prefer almond milk, others love oat milk or coconut milk. Each has a unique taste and texture. Sample meals. Start your day with chia seed pudding made with coconut milk, topped with fresh fruit. For lunch, enjoy a large salad with avocado, beans, vegetables, and a lemon tahini dressing. Dinner could be vegetable curry made with coconut milk, served over brown rice, with a side of steamed greens. You might notice digestive improvements today. Less bloating, more regular bowel movements, reduced gas. Your skin might begin to clear. These are signs that inflammation is decreasing. Practice gratitude today. Take 5 minutes to appreciate your body's remarkable ability to heal when given the right conditions. Day 6. Integration and observation today. You're avoiding all 5 white poisons simultaneously. This might feel challenging, but you've built up to this gradually over 5 days. Notice how you feel, your energy, your mood, your digestion, your mental clarity. Write down everything you observe. Meals today. Breakfast could be a vegetable omelette cooked in olive oil with a side of fresh fruit. Lunch might be quinoa salad with roasted vegetables, chickpeas, and a lemon herb dressing. Dinner could feature grilled salmon with a large mixed green salad and roasted sweet potatoes. Practice mindful eating today. Before each meal, take 3 deep breaths. Look at your food with appreciation. Eat slowly, chewing thoroughly, noticing flavors and textures. Put your fork down between bites. This practice enhances satisfaction and aids digestion. Day 7. Reflection and commitment. Congratulations. You've completed 6 days without the white poisons. Today, continue with clean eating while focusing on reflection. How do you feel compared to 7 days ago? What surprised you? What was easier or harder than expected? Final day meals. Enjoy a nourishing breakfast like whole grain pancakes made with almond flour, topped with fresh berries. Lunch could be a hearty vegetable and bean stew with whole grain bread. Dinner might be your favorite meal from the past week, prepared with love and gratitude. Your final journaling prompts. What have I learned about my relationship with food? How has my body responded to these changes? What will I continue doing moving forward? How can I maintain these improvements? Spend time in meditation today. Sit quietly for 15 to 20 minutes. Focus on your breath. When thoughts arise, gently return attention to your breathing. This practice strengthens your ability to observe cravings and impulses without immediately acting on them. It's a skill that serves you not just with food choices, but in all areas of life. Moving forward after these 7 days, you don't need to be perfect. Aim for progress, not perfection. If you occasionally eat something containing white poisons, don't treat it as failure. Simply return to healthy eating at your next meal. The goal is making these whole foods your normal way of eating, not creating rigid rules that make you miserable. Your body now knows what health feels like. Trust that knowledge and continue honoring your body with nourishing choices, natural foods that heal. Now that you've removed the white poisons from your diet, let's explore the magnificent healing foods that should take their place. Nature has provided us with an extraordinary pharmacy of whole foods that don't just prevent disease but actively heal and restore your body. These aren't exotic superfoods that cost a fortune or require special preparation. These are simple, accessible whole foods that have nourished humanity for thousands of years. When you fill your plate with these healing foods, you're giving your body exactly what it needs to thrive. The rainbow of healing vegetables, colorful vegetables, are nature's most powerful medicine. The pigments that give vegetables their vibrant colors are actually antioxidants and phytonutrients that protect your cells from damage and support healing throughout your body. Each color family offers unique benefits, which is why eating a rainbow of vegetables ensures comprehensive nutrition. Dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, collards, and Swiss chard are nutritional powerhouses. They're rich in iron, calcium, magnesium, vitamins A, C, and K, and contain compounds that support liver detoxification and reduce cancer risk. These greens alkalize your body, reducing the inflammatory acid load that modern diets create. Steam them lightly, sauté them with garlic, or blend them into smoothies. Your body will thank you with increased energy and improved blood quality. Orange and yellow vegetables like carrots, sweet potatoes, squash, and bell peppers contain high levels of beta-carotene, which your body converts to vitamin A. This nutrient is essential for immune function, vision, skin health, and cellular repair. These vegetables also provide fiber that feeds beneficial gut bacteria and helps stabilize blood sugar. Roast them to bring out their natural sweetness, or add them to soups and stews for hearty, nourishing meals. Red vegetables and fruits like tomatoes, red peppers, beets, and berries contain lycopene and anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that protect your cardiovascular system and reduce inflammation. Beets in particular are remarkable for liver cleansing and blood purification. They contain betaine, which supports liver function and helps your body eliminate toxins. Drink fresh beet juice or roast beets as a side dish to experience their healing benefits. Purple and blue foods like eggplant, purple cabbage, and blueberries contain anthocyanins that protect your brain, improve memory, and reduce the risk of neurodegenerative diseases. These compounds also support healthy blood vessels and reduce inflammation throughout your body. Include these colorful foods daily to protect your cognitive function as you age. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and cabbage contain sulfur compounds that support your body's natural detoxification systems. They help your liver break down and eliminate toxins, including excess hormones that can contribute to cancer. These vegetables also contain compounds that have been shown to reduce cancer risk, particularly for breast, prostate, and colon cancers. Steam them lightly to preserve their healing compounds, whole grains that truly nourish. We've already discussed replacing white rice and refined flour with whole grains, but let's explore the specific healing properties these ancient foods provide. Whole grains contain the complete seed, bran, germ, and endosperm, providing fiber, vitamins, minerals, and beneficial plant compounds that refined grains lack entirely. Brown rice provides B vitamins that support nervous system function and energy production. It contains selenium, a mineral that protects against oxidative stress and supports thyroid function. The fiber in brown rice feeds beneficial gut bacteria, promoting digestive health and supporting your immune system. Quinoa offers complete protein with all essential amino acids, making it especially valuable for those reducing meat consumption. It's also rich in magnesium, iron, and manganese. Oats are particularly healing for your cardiovascular system. They contain beta-glucan, a type of soluble fiber that lowers cholesterol, stabilizes blood sugar, and promotes feelings of fullness. Starting your day with steel-cut or rolled oats provides sustained energy and helps prevent the blood sugar crashes that lead to cravings. Add cinnamon, nuts, and berries for a breakfast that's both delicious and deeply nourishing. Barley supports digestive health and helps manage cholesterol levels. Millet is alkalizing and easy to digest, making it ideal for those with sensitive stomachs. Buckwheat, despite its name, contains no wheat and provides rutin, a compound that strengthens blood vessels and improves circulation. Experimenting with different whole grains adds variety to your diet while ensuring you receive diverse nutrients. Healing spices. Nature's pharmacy spices have been revered as medicine in Buddhist and traditional healing systems for thousands of years. These concentrated plant compounds can profoundly impact your health when used regularly in cooking. Turmeric is perhaps the most powerful healing spice available. Its active compound, curcumin, is one of the most studied natural anti-inflammatory agents in medical research. It reduces inflammation throughout your body, supports brain health, may help prevent cancer, and protects your liver and digestive system. Add turmeric to curries, soups, rice dishes, or smoothies. Always combine it with black pepper, which increases curcumin absorption by 2,000%. Ginger is remarkable for digestive health. It reduces nausea, improves digestion, reduces bloating and gas, and has powerful anti-inflammatory effects. Fresh ginger is superior to dried, though both offer benefits. Grate fresh ginger into stir-fries, steep it in hot water for tea, or add it to smoothies. Ginger also supports circulation and can help reduce pain and stiffness in joints. Cinnamon stabilizes blood sugar and improves insulin sensitivity, making it especially valuable for those managing diabetes or blood sugar issues. It also has antimicrobial properties and supports cardiovascular health. Add cinnamon to oatmeal, smoothies, or baked goods. Use Ceylon cinnamon rather than cassia cinnamon for regular consumption, as it contains lower levels of compounds that can be harmful in large amounts. Other healing spices include garlic, which supports immune function and cardiovascular health, cayenne pepper, which improves circulation and metabolism, and cumin, which aids digestion and provides iron. Keep these spices fresh and use them generously. They transform simple meals into healing medicine. Fermented foods for gut health. Your gut health determines your overall health. 70% of your immune system resides in your digestive tract, and your gut bacteria influence everything from mood to metabolism to disease risk. Fermented foods provide beneficial bacteria that support optimal gut function. Sauerkraut, fermented cabbage, is rich in probiotics and vitamin C. Just a few tablespoons daily can significantly improve your gut bacteria balance. Kimchi, the Korean fermented vegetable dish, provides similar benefits along with anti-inflammatory compounds. Both are easy to make at home or available in the refrigerated section of health food stores. Always choose unpasteurized versions to ensure live beneficial bacteria. Yogurt and kefir, if you tolerate dairy, provide probiotics along with protein and calcium. Choose full-fat, plain versions without added sugar. For dairy-free options, coconut yogurt and water kefir offer probiotic benefits. Miso, a fermented soybean paste used in Japanese cooking, provides probiotics and savory umami flavor. Add it to soups or use it as a seasoning, but never boil it, as heat kills beneficial bacteria. Buddhist approach to food as medicine. Buddhist teachings have always recognized food as medicine. The principle is simple. When you eat whole foods in their natural state, you're consuming the wisdom of nature. These foods contain everything your body needs in perfect balance. You don't need supplements, protein powders, or processed health foods. You need vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, seeds, fruits, and healing spices prepared simply and eaten mindfully. This approach emphasizes eating with the seasons, choosing local foods when possible, and preparing meals with care and attention. Food prepared with positive intention and eaten with gratitude nourishes not just your body but your spirit. This isn't mystical thinking. When you take time to prepare real food, when you sit down to eat without distraction, when you chew thoroughly and tastefully, you digest better, absorb more nutrients, and feel more satisfied. Creating your healing kitchen. Transform your kitchen into a healing sanctuary. Stock it with whole grains in glass jars. Keep fresh vegetables visible and accessible. Organize your spices where you can see and use them easily. Invest in a few quality tools, a good knife, a cutting board, pots and pans that don't require toxic non-stick coatings. These tools honor your commitment to nourishing yourself well. Prepare food in batches when possible. Cook a large pot of brown rice or quinoa at the beginning of the week. Chop vegetables in advance. Make a big pot of soup or stew. Having healthy food ready to eat makes it easy to stick with nourishing choices even when you're tired or busy. Your kitchen becomes not a place of stress and obligation, but a healing space where you create the foundation of your health. We've traveled together through an important journey of discovery today. You now possess knowledge that has the power to completely transform your health and life. Let's take a moment to recap the 5 white poisons we've discussed. The substances that have been silently stealing your vitality and preventing your body from healing itself naturally. The 5 white poisons. First, refined white sugar, the sweet poison that creates inflammation, disrupts your blood sugar, feeds disease, and keeps you trapped in cycles of craving and addiction. Second, refined white salt, stripped of beneficial minerals and flooding your system with sodium that damages your heart, kidneys, and blood vessels. Third, white rice, robbed of its fiber and nutrients, spiking your blood sugar like pure sugar and contributing to diabetes risk. Fourth, maida or refined white flour, creating a glue-like substance in your digestive system while triggering massive insulin responses that lead to metabolic disease. And fifth, pasteurized processed milk, stripped of beneficial enzymes, triggering inflammation, and coming from sources that compromise both ethics and nutrition. These 5 substances have become so normalized in modern diets that most people consume them multiple times every single day without a second thought. They're hidden in packaged foods, served in restaurants, offered at social gatherings, and sitting in kitchens around the world. But now you know better. You understand what these white poisons do to your body. You recognize how they block your natural healing abilities and create the conditions for chronic disease. This knowledge is power, but only if you act on it. The transformation that awaits you. Imagine waking up 3 months from now feeling more energetic than you have in years. Your mind is clear, sharp, focused. That afternoon energy crash that used to hit you every day has disappeared. Your digestion works smoothly, comfortably, without bloating or discomfort. Your skin glows with health. Your joints move freely without pain. Your mood is stable, positive, resilient. Your sleep is deep and restorative. This isn't fantasy. This is what happens when you remove inflammatory substances and give your body the whole foods it needs to heal. Imagine stepping on the scale and seeing numbers you haven't seen in years, not because you're counting calories or feeling deprived, but because your body has naturally released excess weight as inflammation decreased and metabolism normalized. Imagine your doctor looking at your blood work with surprise, seeing your blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure all improving without medication. Imagine feeling confident, vibrant, and alive in your body again. This transformation is absolutely possible for you. Your body wants to heal. It's been waiting for this opportunity. Every cell in your body contains the intelligence to repair, regenerate, and restore balance. You just need to remove the obstacles and provide the right conditions. The 5 white poisons are the obstacles. The whole, natural foods we've discussed are the conditions for healing. Ancient wisdom for your journey. Buddhist wisdom teaches us profound truths that apply perfectly to this health journey. There's a teaching that says, every human being is the author of his own health or disease. You have the power to write a different story for your health, starting right now, with the very next choice you make about what to put in your body. Another teaching reminds us, the secret of health for both mind and body is not to mourn for the past, not to worry about the future, but to live the present moment wisely and earnestly. You cannot change the years you spent consuming white poisons unknowingly. You cannot control everything that will happen in your future, but you can make wise, health-supporting choices right now, in this present moment. Each meal is a fresh opportunity to nourish yourself well, and perhaps most importantly, drop by drop is the water pot filled. Likewise, the wise man, gathering it little by little, fills himself with good. You don't need to be perfect tomorrow. You don't need to transform your entire diet overnight. You just need to make one better choice, then another, drop by drop, meal by meal, day by day. You fill yourself with health and vitality. Progress, not perfection, is what creates lasting transformation. Your journey starts today. The question isn't whether you can do this. The question is, will you? Will you take what you've learned today and actually apply it to your life? Will you look at your kitchen with new eyes and make different choices? Will you read labels, ask questions, and prioritize your health over convenience? Will you honor your body as the temple it truly is? I encourage you to start today, right now, with your very next meal. You don't need to wait until Monday or next month or the new year. Those delays are just fear and resistance disguised as planning. Your body is ready to heal now. The time is now. Choose one white poison to eliminate first, or if you're feeling courageous, commit to removing all 5 starting immediately. Either approach can work. What matters is that you begin. Take action right now. If this video has opened your eyes and given you valuable information that can change your life, I need you to do 3 things right now. First, subscribe to the Wisdom Diaries channel. When you subscribe, you're ensuring you never miss life-changing wisdom that can support your health journey. We share ancient knowledge applied to modern health challenges, and your subscription helps us continue creating content that transforms lives. Second, comment below right now and make a public commitment. Tell us which of the 5 white poisons you're eliminating first, or commit to removing all 5. Share which country you're watching from and what health improvements you're hoping to experience. When you make a public commitment, you're significantly more likely to follow through. Your comment also inspires others who are reading and considering their own health transformation. Be the inspiration someone else needs today. Third, and this is crucial, share this video with someone you love. Think right now of one person who needs this information. Someone struggling with diabetes, high blood pressure, digestive issues, chronic pain, or low energy. Someone who's been trying to get healthy but doesn't know where to start. Share this video with them. You could literally save their life or spare them years of suffering. This knowledge is too important to keep to yourself. Blessing for your healing journey. As we close, I want to offer you a blessing and affirmation for the journey ahead. May you have the wisdom to recognize what truly nourishes you and the courage to release what harms you. May your body respond quickly to the healing foods you provide, restoring balance, vitality, and health. May you experience the joy of feeling truly alive in your body, free from the burden of chronic symptoms and preventable disease. May you approach this journey with compassion for yourself, celebrating every small victory and learning from every challenge without harsh judgment. May you discover that healthy eating isn't about deprivation, but about abundance, about giving your body the best possible fuel it needs to thrive. And may your transformation inspire others, creating ripples of health and healing that extend far beyond yourself. Your body is extraordinary. It wants to heal. It knows how to heal. Give it the opportunity by removing these 5 white poisons and filling your plate with nature's healing foods. The transformation that awaits you is profound, and it begins with a single choice, a single meal, a single moment of commitment. What's coming next? In our next video, we'll explore the powerful morning routine that Buddhist monks follow to maintain optimal health, mental clarity, and spiritual balance throughout their day. These practices have been refined over thousands of years and can be easily adapted to your modern lifestyle. You'll learn specific techniques for starting your day in a way that sets you up for success, energy, and inner peace. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Thank you for watching, for being open to this ancient wisdom, and for taking the first step toward reclaiming your health. Your journey to natural healing starts now. I believe in you, and I'm honored to be part of your transformation. Until next time, choose wisely, eat mindfully, and allow your body to heal naturally.